So welcome back. This is Political Science. I'm doing this podcast for Professor Jan Vilkel, and we have a guest here. This is Jabril Akbari. Introduce yourself.
What's good, y'all? My name is Jabril. I go by Ja sometimes, Ja World. Find me on Instagram. I am a business owner, influencer for health, fashion, fitness, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I like basketball. I can shoot kind of well. Can't dunk, but I can grab the rim. So that's all that matters. And I'm just here for our Mel. You feel me? I'll keep it brief. We got to get this show on the road.
Thank you for that introduction.
Yep.
So a brief roadmap of what we're going to see today is what the capability approach is. What are some elements that are key to it?
Okay.
What is the connection to happiness and what is the connection to development? So we'll start with what the capability approach is. So it's an approach of philosophical and development thought created by Dr. Amartya Sen. So he said that there is more to happiness and success than just economic achievements. So typically in political discussions, you would see figures like a GDP, which is the gross domestic product, how much a country earns and how much the citizens within that country earn. Now, he says that that is not enough because you can make a lot of money, but if you don't have the freedoms that go with it, you can't even use the money you have to do the things you want to do. So the capability approach says that yes, money is important, but you also need to have the freedoms to do the things that you want to do to have a fulfilled life. So to kind of demonstrate a point, I'm gonna have you draw 2 slips of paper from this.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, brother. 1, 2. Okay.
Now read the profession that's on it.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a chef. Should I read the number? Which I'm assuming makes $40,000 to $55,000 a year.
Yeah.
And a security guard, which makes $35,000 to $45,000 a year. I'm broke. It's crazy.
So this is a random basket of choices. Like you could have picked surgeon, which makes over 100K.
Okay.
You could have picked early child support worker, or you could have picked police officer.
Right.
Things like that. But basically, this is to demonstrate that in a lot of places, the choices that are afforded to you are not many. Right here, you have 2 choices.
Right.
In some countries, because of a lack of capability, either a lack of possibilities to go to school or a lack of opportunities to study. For example, in some countries, girls cannot study in Afghanistan. So
Right.
sometimes the only options that are assigned to you are, it's kind of like picking from a hat.
Right.
Now, I have a few questions for you. So let's go with chef. Let's say you were a chef and that was your income, 50K.
Yeah.
Would you be satisfied with that salary for the rest of your life?
Probably not.
Would you say that chef is something that you would be happy doing as a career for the rest of your life, or like you could just get by, you're okay, or
In terms of the money-making aspect, or like of something I actually like to do?
of the job itself?
I personally wanted to be a chef at one point in time, so I guess lucky draw, but I wouldn't mind being a chef, yeah. I like
Lucky
cooking.
draw.
Yeah.
And do you say today you have the capabilities that are necessary to pursue that? Like you have the skills, the interest, and the funds that go into pursuing that career?
Interest, yes. Skills, not yet. That's probably something that takes a little bit of time to fine tune. Finances, well, you got to go to school for that. More likely than not. I know some people who are in the cooking industry who have not done that, but either way, it's an investment of time, and time is money. So I would say I don't have the financial aspect to invest in that career right now.
Okay. The point of this experiment is to show that in Canada, like we're
Yeah.
assuming this is in Canada,
Yeah.
you have the facilities to do it. Like if you had the money, you could go to college.
Yeah.
You could apply for a loan because it's easy to get loans in Canada relative to other countries.
Right.
And you also have the freedom to do it. Two key aspects of this theory are functionings and capabilities. Functionings is the state of being and doing. So you're healthy, you're educated, you're part of your community. Those are functionings. And capabilities are the opportunities or freedoms that you have of achieving those functionings. So you want to be healthy, but you need the capabilities to become healthy, as in access to good food, access to recreation, and access to leisure time, which is the same thing as recreation. Nussbaum, she has a list. Nussbaum is another theorist. She has a list of these 10 essential capabilities that she deems are necessary for every human in life. So you can read maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Like out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with number 9, play. Being able to laugh, play, and enjoy recreational activities. We'll do 10. Control over one's environment. A, political participation in political choices and freedoms. B, material, work rights, property rights, and economic independence. And number 1, life. Being able to live a normal length human life, not dying prematurely or before one's life is so reduced as to be not worth living.
Mm-hmm. So she believes that these are universal capabilities that every single human needs in order to live a fulfilled life. Now, she differs from Amartya Sen because Amartya Sen doesn't give any list. He makes it flexible so that every cultural context can adapt it to what they feel. So I want to ask you, do you feel like a list like this would represent your own definition of what makes you happy and capable in life? Or do you think it's something more flexible that every single person determines?
I would say leaving it up to flexibility kind of gives too much like wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? Like it allows for a lot of like excuses. I would say having a list, it kind of makes it more like, you know, it puts it right in front of you so that you can't be like, man, but I feel like I need this to, be happy and be capable. And it's like, brother, why you need Twinkies every day? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, because that's on my personal list. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Life, bodily health, bodily integrity. I'd say that this is a pretty good list. It makes sense,
Yeah.
and of course there's exceptions to every rule, but majority of people looking at these 10 things would say, yeah, with these, you should be capable of leading a happy life.
That's a good point. And the flip side of what you just said is called cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is when you say that, yeah, that thing may not be good in my culture, but in their culture it might be good, so we'll just let them do it. And that creates a whole lot of problems because in some cultures, there are things that are very bad, like infanticide, forced marriage of children. Some people say that those are just cultural, so we can't affect it. But with a list like this, it kind of gives a standard of what are the boundaries that we need to, have for a dignified human life.
Exactly.
So the connection to happiness. Happiness, the official definition by the Webster Dictionary, is the state of well-being and contentment. So it's a very simple definition.
Okay.
Capability and happiness are connected because according to this researcher called Robbins, life satisfaction includes the degree to which our preferences and aspirations have been realized. So that ties into the capability approach. How much of what you actually want is actually realized in your life affects how happy you will be in your life.
Right.
So income only has a limited effect on this, but it has an important effect because with money, you're able to afford the things that you want to do to get to the places you want to be.
Yeah.
What are some of the main things that contribute your happiness in your life?
Like some things that make my life or make me happy in life. Basketball, holy,
I relate to that.
yo, give me a ball. They just got better for real. Let me get a bucket. Basketball. There's smaller things maybe like a good album came out from one of my favorite artists, like the Musics, for example. I'd say the biggest thing though that makes me happy is seeing other people happy, especially like family, community, kids. Like this might sound crazy. You go to a park as an adult, it's kind of questionable, okay? But you go to a park and you just watch these kids play and then leave within like 5 to 10 minutes so that, nothing gets called
There's
out.
no allegations.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a great feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing that there's still so much unfiltered joy in humanity and making kind of like a promise to yourself that like what you do is to ensure that that joy doesn't get stripped away. You feel me? Because, I mean, what we're saying here is that there's possibility to have, happiness and capability in life. But the reality of it is we all know that it's very hard, right? There's plenty of people who go their day to day without feeling capable or feeling happy, right? But a little kid has that until society or world, whatever, growing up takes it away.
Life, yeah.
Right? Exactly. So just working towards a place where it never has to get taken away is, I'd say, ideal.
That's a very good insight. So to wrap things up, we're just going to connect this to development.
Okay.
So you see how the capability approach and its connection to happiness would make a society more conducive to development?
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of like putting it all in the hands of the people, right? And hoping that when they gain these capabilities, they will develop their country, I guess. And I would say it's a step in the right direction, but a lot of countries are being held back by things that go beyond just capabilities and stuff, right? So sure, yeah, I'd say in underdeveloped countries or even like freaking Canada, we're a pretty developed country, there are unhappy people, incapable people, right? And could we be more developed if these opportunities were brought to everybody? It's possible, but there are also other things that are deterring our progress, you feel me, and holding us back. So it wouldn't hurt. It'd be beneficial, but would it solve all our problems immediately? I don't know.
Good point, because there are things besides capabilities that also affect the level of development. A few fun facts before we wrap up. There is a positive correlation between happiness, social skills, good morals, kindness, and trust. So what this researcher said is that when you have more capabilities and more happiness, you're more likely to be good to other people. You're more likely to have better social skills, and you're more likely to just have good morals, not hurt other people.
Right.
Happiness lengthens the life of healthy people. So let's say you're already healthy. If you're happy as well, you have more chances of living a longer life.
Yeah.
To conclude, I'd like to get your final thoughts. Is there anything that you learned today or something that you want to say to the world before we leave?
I think that something that everybody should leave with is clearly we should work towards being happy, because like Armel here is saying, you can't truly give 100% if you're not happy. I don't know if I agree with that 100%, but I would say that it helps. It makes it a lot easier to give it your all when you're doing something you want to be doing. So, chase your dreams, realistic ones, chase your passions, and just try and be a positive influence in this world. You know what I'm saying? You walk around and you just like a unfriendly individual, then you never know what impact you could have on someone's, day, right? And their level of happiness. You don't know what capabilities they got. You feel me? You don't know what they're going through that could make their mission harder than yours. So treat everybody with respect, praise the Almighty, and stay healthy.
Thank you.